WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett, Memphis. Part of the Memphis Sports Network with 92.9 FM ESPN. ESPN 790 AM.
The views and opinions of the hosts or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. And yes, I am back in the studio. The Whispering Show has been completed again, and glad to be back, but I wish I got it here. That's the way it goes. You know, I really thought that last Saturday was the time as I was in the redneck blind on the McCrory Farm up near Whiteville, Tennessee, and saw 18 deer the entire morning. We hunted till about 10 o'clock. And me and Steve McPherson, my hunting buddy, and could have killed if it rifle season. There would have been some dead deer out there, dead does, and had a nice buck. And I had a doe that we could have killed, but she had two little ones with us, and I just don't do that. So anyway, a great time. I was ready to go to Stingel Brothers outdoor deer processing and take care of that deer, but that's the way it goes. And I know you guys out there and gals out there have had a little wet week for the muzzleloader season, but you know what today is. Today is opening day for deer in Tennessee, and it's also opening day for ducks in Arkansas. And this is also the third Saturday of the month, which means we really have a trooper with us today. But he's heading out afterwards. Good morning, Frank Barton.
Good morning, Larry, and good morning, everybody. Yes, it is opening day of duck season in Arkansas, and here I am.
And here you are with me. And, in fact, on today's show, we're going to close it out with Buck Gardner, who will play some music. You didn't bring your call with you, did you?
It's in my truck.
You didn't
I could go out and get it.
Yeah, you didn't bring Delta with you?
Delta's at home. No,
okay.
Delta's ready.
Delta is ready, probably more ready than you are.
She's always ready.
Always ready. So today, you Arkansas folks, and I know next weekend the Tennessee folks and the Mississippi folks, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really have the Mississippi dates, but I think that's right.
Yeah. Thanksgiving weekend is opening day for Mississippi. Yeah,
and of course we had the Reelfoot early duck season, what do you want to call it, last weekend for the folks at Reelfoot. Where's my waterfowl guide here, so I'll make sure that I get it exactly right. 14th and 15th, the Reelfoot Duck Zone. And then, of course, we opened the statewide is the 28th and 29th. And then everybody opens back up on the 5th in Tennessee here. So, but today, you know, we had lots of rain this past week. Right, Frank?
Man.
Lots of rain.
That's 6 inches down at Bruin's Plantation.
That's what I was going to ask you. 6 inches, and we had it like two rounds of it came through. We had it like was it Monday night, Tuesday night? I can't remember. But anyway, Monday night, and then again we had it on Tuesday night. So it came through in rounds and a lot of rain. Was it needed rain? Had you guys? I know you guys had already been in there and
Yeah, we need most. From my standpoint at Bruins, where I do a fair amount of hunting, I had one hole that had water in it, that we've been able to keep water in it all year, and everything else was dry. That wasn't until earlier this week, and now we got plenty of water everywhere, and we'll probably maintain that water for the rest of the season. So we're in good shape, and then in the fabled Lansing Bottoms,
Yes,
where I'll be in just a couple of hours from now.
Yeah.
Water's everywhere.
Water's everywhere.
We were already pumping. We had water to hunt, but water's everywhere. So I think that's the case with most everybody in eastern Arkansas. If you didn't have water, you've got it now, and so I would expect opening day is a lot brighter for a lot of eastern Arkansas duck hunters. And
also, Frank, I'm looking at the forecast, and today the highs in the 50s, and then Sunday highs in the 40s with the lows in the upper 20s and 30s. So you got water, you got cold weather.
Couldn't come at a better time. I'm sure the folks at the Wings Over the Prairie Festival in Stuttgart, Arkansas, are quite happy with the outlook for this week and for their big weekend coming up, Thanksgiving weekend.
Is that not a big deal? And I know we'll talk to Bill Cooksey a little bit about that on next week's show, because Bill has competed over there and been a judge over there. Even if you don't duck hunt, it's something to go to.
And I've only been there one time.
Oh, really?
For the weekend.
Oh, for the weekend. I've covered the calling contest several times. And I know I was there one year when Roy Rhodes won, because he was the only person to ever win the duck and the turkey calling in the same year. But I mean, Stuttgart, it becomes, mainstay, downtown, everything.
Right. It's the duck hunting, and that weekend certainly duck calling capital of the world. And anybody that can blow a duck call is there.
And in fact, I've understand. A guy was telling me the other day that these qualifying events to get to Stuttgart, some guys are so good they forget that they have to go through one of those qualifying events. And the story was that one guy who had a tendency to finish runner-up a lot, this guy was telling, this is a true story, that he called over there and had realized he had not qualified. And so they told him that there was a contest going on in Boston, in Massachusetts. And he went up there and competed and won, and came down here and competed like 3 days the next week, and did very well. But the competition is fierce, but it is all day of quacks.
That's a good one. We're talking about the callers.
I'm talking about the call, quack, quack, quack. I don't mean crazy people. Okay.
Okay.
No.
I want to get that.
No. But it's a huge economic boost for not only the Stuttgart area, but anybody in the waterfowl industry. I've talked to the folks at Drake and some of these places like that, and Avery and these other ones, and anybody that's involved in the outdoor industry. It's their kickoff.
Well, it's
even at Barton Power Sports, sure. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, we've been really busy. We talk a lot in Arkansas about our season, and the fact is that we start a little bit earlier than most anybody else.
Yeah.
And that we lose days later in the season because we had this earlier start.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll always be that way because of the economic impact that particular event in Stuttgart has.
It's so important
on the overall Arkansas economy. It is huge. And there'll be people that'll be coming through. Well, they've already started.
They're there.
They were here They were coming through all week long at Barton Power Sports.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I've gotten people now that they call me from. I've got some folks from Atlanta.
Really?
They call and say, "This is what we need. Fix it up for us, and we'll be by to pick it up on our way." And
because they're going to Stuttgart.
And they're going. They're not going to Stuttgart, but they're going
in that area.
They're going in that area,
East Arkansas area.
And I'm sure they'll end up over in Stuttgart before it's all over.
Well, I know that. As I said, at the end of the show today, we're going to try to hook up with Buck Gardner himself, and he'll play a little music for us. And if anyone knows about Stuttgart, it's Buck. champion of champions.
He's been there a few times.
He's been there a few times and knows a lot about it. Interesting show today. I hope you stick around for this whole show. Going to talk to Ernie Lentz, and I know that Frank knows about that hunt that goes on every year. This is the 25th year for the physically challenged deer hunt down at Arca Butler. Those folks do a great job, and it's coming up in about 3 weeks. Talk to Ernie. Then we're going to talk a little bit about birds. You know, I really like I like to talk about birds on Outdoors Larry Ray, and we got a real good connection with the Cornell Lab folks up in New York, and we're going to talk a little bit about a project they've got going. And then the one and only, the gray-bearded adventurer himself, Dale Sanders, at 80, will be in studio with us here in a little while to talk about his latest accomplishments and what he's planning to do. You remember Dale? He's the man, became the oldest man ever to paddle solo down the Mississippi River from source to sea. And Dale will be with us. And then Mac Simcox. We're going to talk a little bit about the Hunters for the Hungry program that they have with the Tennessee Wildlife Federation, and how much venison goes to people in need. And it's a really good project. And then I said we'll close it out with buck. But glad to have Frank on board with us from the Barton Power Sports located in.
Well, we're in West Memphis, Arkansas, right across the interstate from Southland Park Gaming and Racing that everybody around here knows as the dog track.
Yes.
And then in Jonesboro on Highway 63, just a little bit west of the Home Depot out there.
And right next to Barton Power Sports, if you need a tractor, it's Kubota Tractors.
Barton Equipment Company in the building right next to us.
Right.
Kubotas have been really been pretty strong this fall.
Well,
a lot of folks buying them for food plots.
That's a good deal.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a slingshot over there, players?
I have 3 slingshots this morning.
3 slingshots for Christmas.
This morning.
You're looking for Christmas. Here we go.
Got a couple of red ones in.
Oh, you got a couple of red ones in.
Just came in this week. Yeah, they sure
Red's
do.
a popular color in Arkansas right now.
They sure do look pretty. So,
yes. You can put a hog on them or whatever you want.
I guess.
Yeah.
We'll put a big old bow on them for somebody.
Put a red wolf.
If that's what they want.
Red is a good color in Arkansas, right?
Red in Arkansas. Razorbacks are doing well.
The red wolves are doing?
Arkansas State's doing well.
Yeah, so we want Barton Power Sports and Barton, what is it?
Barton Equipment Company.
Barton Equipment Company to do well, too. Well, let's take our first break, come right back, and talk a little bit with Ernie Lentz. He is the Land Use Program Manager at Arca Butler Lake. Be right back on ESPN 790.
You can find